Hi, Alex Trebek here. Okay, actually it's not. It's Jo Sullivan. I'm coming to you live from beautiful downtown Washington, D.C., where we will film this week's Hullabaloo, Data Jeopardy. You're going to have an exciting time with the principals of Integral, Kevin Moran and Jim Emlet, as we test their knowledge of data. Now, the one thing I didn't think about when I started filming this was that I am in a mustache and a wig in downtown D.C. Probably not one of my smarter moves. I'm pretty certain I'm being followed by the CIA. If for some reason you don't see an episode the next week, please call Gitmo. Tell them that I'm basically harmless. Enjoy today's episode, and we will see you soon. And welcome back to Data Jeopardy. We are on our bonus round. I'm here today with Jim Emlet and Kevin Moran, the principals of Integral. So far, the score is shockingly 0-0. Welcome back, gentlemen. Are you ready to get started?
We're ready.
We're ready.
First question in the bonus round. I've been investing in multiple channels for several years now. I want to know where to spend my money and which of the donors are more valuable in those channels. And the answer is Jim Emlet.
So we tend to take the approach that you look at the value of all of the donors by the various channels over the period of time, 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, and you compare the total value generated by those donors with the amount of money that you invested to figure out which of the channels is giving you the highest ROI. Once you have that determination, then it really does depend on what the organization is looking to do as far as how you invest in each of those channels, because some will have shorter term payoffs and some of them will have longer term payoffs.
Interesting. I'm sorry, gentlemen. The correct answer is you use a magic 8-ball. But thank you.
8-ball.
Question number 2. I've started a new initiative in my organization. I want to know, how long do I have to invest in that initiative and how long do I have to keep it going before I can measure success with data? Kevin.
It depends. For us, in our clients, each media plays a different role in what they're trying to do over the long term. And each media has different measures of success for the short, medium, and long term. So for something like online, it can be very, very fast. You know very quickly what's going to be happening in terms of your initial response rates. But you do want to give it some, you do want to have some measures of success in terms of what you think is going to happen in the medium term and also in the long term. For things like direct mail or DRTV, sometimes those measures of success can be longer.
Okay. Again, an interesting answer. But I'm hearing from the booth, he's wrong. Damn. The true answer is the length of time it takes sand to fall from an hourglass. The length of time it takes sand to fall from an hourglass. Sorry, gentlemen. Let's go on to the most important question of the 3. Gentlemen, which is more important, size or smarts? Come on, boys. I know one of you has an answer. Ah, Kevin. Are you size or smarts?
I'm assuming we're talking about data here, right? Well, that's actually an interesting debate that a lot of clients are having. Do they go with big data or do they use their data in smart ways? And what we typically will say is for many organizations, they do not have to have reams and reams of data to make smart business decisions about fundraising. But you do need to think about the types of questions that you hope to answer from an investment standpoint or from just straight on from a fundraising standpoint, and then you can choose the depth of data that you need. But even if you're a small organization and do not have excessive amounts of data, you can still leverage that data to make really sound business and fundraising decisions.
Now, are you the size or the smarts? Let's hear from the brawn in the room. Mr. Emlet.
I agree with everything that Kevin said, and the only additions that I would make is that unfortunately when it comes to data analysis, you do need to have some volume in order to be able to look at trends and things like that. And typically if you have fewer than 10,000 donors, it becomes much more difficult to be able to look at trends over longer periods of time. That doesn't mean you can't look at data, just means that you won't be able to solely rely on the data itself because there will always be extenuating circumstances that will happen as a result of a big major gift or a planned gift or something like that.
Well, to me that sounds like an excuse that neither one of them want to claim size or smarts. And the correct answer to that is Google John Hamm. That's the correct answer, Google John Hamm. I'm afraid we've run out of time, gentlemen, and I'm sorry to say that the score is still 0-0. You are both failures at this. Thank you, gentlemen. Great answers. And again, we didn't have a winner today, but as a consolation prize, Jim and Kevin are going to take home a lifetime supply of mailing labels, calculators, coffee mugs, and umbrellas provided to you by the nonprofit next to you. Thank you for joining us for Data Jeopardy, and we will see you next week.